Helen, can you explain in 3 minutes or less why people stay in relationships that hurt them?
Yes. Okay, people stay because pain rarely arrives on its own. It's usually mixed with attachment, hope, and the memory of who the other person used to be. And that blend creates a really powerful emotional loop. When someone is hurt, they don't immediately look at the relationship as a whole. They just look at the parts that still feel safe. And that split keeps them tied in place far longer than they expect. Right. And so once that pattern forms, leaving isn't a single decision. It becomes a series of decisions, and they don't feel ready to make those decisions. So we can maybe take it a layer deeper. Many people will carry a fear of abandonment or a fear of being alone. And when those fears are active, the mind treats almost any connection as better than none. And the nervous system becomes used to the cycle of tension and relief. And even the kind of calm moments after conflict feel stronger than they really should, because the body reads them as safety returning. And that calm reinforces the bond rather than breaking it. And it's not weakness, just for info, it's conditioning, right? So there's also the way people protect their own beliefs. If someone has invested years in a relationship, for example, they'll struggle to accept that what it wasn't actually, or isn't actually what they thought it was. And the mind kind of resists that loss. You know, it prefers to adjust to the story rather than face the collapse of it. And they'll tell themselves that the hurt isn't that bad, or that it'll change, or that they're exaggerating, they're not lying. And then they are not lying to themselves. They're trying to preserve their own sense of stability. And I suppose then you've got the self-worth aspect. So when someone has been put down repeatedly, so if they've been gaslit loads, they'll start to doubt their own judgment. They'll feel smaller, and, you know, smaller people make smaller decisions, unfortunately. And so leaving feels too big, naturally. So they stay because they don't believe they'll cope outside the relationship, that, you know, it'll be too much. And that belief is almost always wrong, but from the inside it feels absolutely real and right. The other part of that is hope. People will focus on kind of the best version of the other person, not the version that actually shows up, right? Not the reality. The contrast creates a kind of emotional depth. They keep waiting for the earlier version to return. So yeah, they get stuck. And that waiting can just last for years and years and years. And people don't stay because they enjoy the hurt. They stay because of the emotional ties, the fears and the learned patterns. They pull harder than the pain.
Okay, that's 3 minutes. If you've got a question that you'd like us to answer, put it in the comments below.